We have a story for you today. It's about one man. From the chubby kid being drafted at the 41st pick to the 2-times MVP and leading the Denver Nuggets closer to the historical moment of winning the championship. This is the story of Nikola Jokic, the Serbian Joker.
Joker! Watch this, folks. This is hilarious.
They're going to let Jokic, who's 7 feet.
Childhood. In the small town of Sombor, Serbia, on February 19, 1995, there was a small kid who was born. His name is Nikola Jokic. He grew up with 2 older brothers, Strahinja and Nemanja, but we don't know his mom's name. The head honcho of the Jokic family is Branislav Jokic. But let's get more into his childhood. Jokic had a tough childhood. We're talking dark war. It was 1999, and NATO was dropping bombs on Yugoslavia during the Kosovo War. Jokic's hometown of Sombor was hit, leaving the town without electricity. Can you imagine living in the dark for weeks, people? It's crazy! But wait, there's a silver lining. Do you know that Jokic ended up falling in love with basketball and also horse racing? I know, it's a weird combo. His brothers played basketball, so they influenced him to be great at it. But for a while, Jokic was all about the horses. He even became an amateur racer. In 2019, he told Slam magazine that he was trying to decide between playing ball for a living or continuing his obsession with horses. Basketball was always in my life, Jokic said. I had 2 older brothers who played basketball. I fell in love with basketball because of them. But then at some point in my life, I started to go into horse racing. I just fell in love with horses and their beauty and elegance. He added, I was just amateur. I just had 1 amateur race, and I took 4th place. But that was good because in that race, they were all better horses than I had and drivers with more experience. I did good for a first-timer. I don't know about you, but the image of Jokic in his basketball uniform racing a horse is just hilarious. Either way, really glad that he chose basketball because he's killing it on the court. Can you imagine his teammates trying to keep up with him if he was riding a horse during practice? Now that would be a sight to see. All in all, Jokic's childhood may have been tough, but it certainly didn't stop him from becoming a baller on the court and a potential jockey on the horse track. His earlier career life. And in this humble abode, a young Nikola Jokic began his basketball career on a tiny toy hoop that hung on the door. His 2 older brothers were towering over him, so they had to sit down and level the playing field. But that didn't stop young Jokic from charging towards the rim, making the neighbors downstairs come knocking. Fast forward a few years, and Jokic left home to play for the KK Mega Lex at 16. According to his brother Nemanja, Jokic just wanted to have fun and throw fancy no-look lobs around defenders' ears. And boy did he impress. He quickly became one of the most valuable players in the Adriatic League. He rapidly adjusted and began to dominate the Serbian league. At the age of 20, he was named MVP of the Adriatic League, which includes teams from Eastern Europe. He averaged 15.4 points, a league-high 9.3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game that season, his last in Europe. When Jokic was drafted by the Nuggets, he continued to play in Serbia for Mega Lex and took on a more featured role. And the rest, as they say, is history. The Nuggets watched his first pro game in awe as he threw no-look bounce passes, shot threes, and dominated in the post. They'd watch in amazement as Jokic showcased his skills and potential to be a showpiece guy in the NBA. And now he's a superstar on the court, making baskets and taking names. All thanks to that tiny toy hoop that started it all. Who says you need fancy equipment to achieve greatness? All you need is a dream, a hoop, and a willingness to charge towards your goals, even if it makes your neighbors downstairs angry. NBA Draft. We have to admit that Denver Nuggets had found the most stolen pick ever in the history of drafts. Do you even know the dude was sleeping like a baby during the 2014 NBA Draft, until his bro Nemanja woke him up with some big news. See, Nikola was the 41st pick, and he was picked during the Taco Bell ads, but nobody was really tripping about it at first. Like, he wasn't exactly a superstar in Europe, and his body type had some folks raising eyebrows. And get this, just days before the draft, Jokic's agent was all like, nah, we good, he ain't gonna play in the NBA. But then the Nuggets made a promise to draft him at pick 41, and suddenly Jokic was back in the game. But hey, sometimes it's the underdogs who surprise us, right? Like Mark Gasol. Wasn't exactly a Greek god when he was picked late in the draft, but he turned into a baller. And Jokic? He's an elite passer with great feel for the game. The Nuggets were super smart when they drafted Nikola Jokic. They made sure he felt like part of the team right away. They even hung out with him in Serbia and got to know his family. They knew that the European market could be tricky, and they didn't want him to get lost in all those traditional European brands of basketball. But of course, like all good things, someone tried to mess it up. FC Barcelona contacts the Joker. But, thankfully, Jokic had a bad game right before he was going to sign with them, so he went with the Nuggets instead. And that's how he ended up playing in the 2015 Summer League with the Nuggets. Smart move, Nuggets! First NBA season. And oh boy, when Jokic joined the Nuggets, in 2015, he wasted no time showing off his moves. He was scoring left and right and getting those rebounds like a boss. No wonder Denver signed him up for a long-term deal. But let me tell you, Jokic wasn't just impressive on the court. He was serious about getting into shape and decided to give up his beloved soda. Yeah, he used to drink 3 liters of soda every day. Can you imagine? But thanks to the Nuggets' strength and conditioning coaches, he got his act together and transformed his body for the NBA. And you know what? Jokic was a hit with his teammates from the get-go, even back in his rookie year. He was happy to be on the team and didn't have a big head, unlike some other players. Lebron James. Will Barton, one of his first teammates, said Jokic was just having fun on and off the court. And then when it was game time, he turned into a superstar. And even Jokic's head coach at the time, Michael Malone, saw the young guy's potential as he was getting ready to lead the Nuggets. All in all, Jokic was clearly a rising star in the making, and it didn't take long for everyone to notice his confidence growing. Now, fast forward to today, and Jokic is a force to be reckoned with in the NBA. He's got a new 5-year contract extension with the Nuggets, and his teammates couldn't be happier. Heck, even the vice president and chairman of Kronk Sports and Entertainment, Josh Kronk, remembers the first time Jokic arrived in Denver, and made everyone's jaw drop with his skills. The Joker just finished his first year in the NBA, and he was killing it. Homeboy was averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game, and shooting over 50%. Plus, if you calculate his stats based on a full 36 minutes, he was putting up even crazier numbers, like 16.5 points, 11.6 rebounds, and 3.9 assists. And because he was straight up crushing it, he got named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team and came in 3rd place for Rookie of the Year. But that's not even the best part. This dude didn't even start playing as the team's center until mid-December. Then, bam! The Denver Nuggets were unstoppable. Jokic was like the quarterback of the team, leading them to dominate the league with their high-powered offense. And he was just getting better every week. He even had a game where he went off for 40 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists on almost 75% shooting. Unreal! And to top it all off, this dude got nominated for Most Improved Player of the Year, coming in second only to the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's some serious competition, but Jokic held his own and made a name for himself in his rookie year. Then the next season, the Joker stepped up even more and helped the Nuggets win more games than they had in forever. He averages 18.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. Oh, and he's only 24 years old at that time. His teammate, Barton, called him a special person and a special player, because Jokic is killing it on the court. The best part? He made his first All-Star team and received all NBA first-time honors, which is pretty impressive considering he's still so young. And don't even get me started on his playoff debut. Jokic was like a beast and dominated the game with 25.1 points, 13.0 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. It's like he's a basketball superhero or something. This year's journey. For this season, we should get ready to witness the ultimate underdog story as Nikola Jokic leads the Denver Nuggets to what could be their first ever championship in the NBA Finals. It's hard to believe that just 9 years ago, Jokic was nothing more than a blip on the draft radar when the Nuggets selected him at a measly 41st overall. In fact, the draft was so uneventful that it felt like we were all just waiting for a commercial break to see what the new burger of the month was at our favorite fast food joint. But fast forward to now, and we're all eating our words about Jokic's supposed lack of athleticism and speed. The guy has won 2 back-to-back NBA MVP awards and only just missed out on getting a triple-double in the regular season. When asked about Jokic, Kevin Durant said he's going to go down as one of the all-time great centers to ever touch a basketball. And LeBron James had nothing but praise for him, saying there aren't many guys in the league like him. There are certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well, and he's one of them. James said, "You are always off balance when you are guarding a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, and shoot. He sees plays before they happen. Diet and training. But how can an overweight kid addicted to Coca-Cola dominate the whole league? We all know Nikola Jokic used to be known for his lack of athleticism. Well, guess what? The guy has transformed into a slim, fit, and dare I say, athletic legend. He's got more stamina and endurance than a marathon runner on steroids. His skills on the court are so impressive that he's running for the MVP title this season. But wait, there's more. If you're dying to know how Jokic went from being a couch potato to a basketball powerhouse, listen up. Our sources have uncovered the secret to his success. A magical basketball routine. Lifting, core exercises, running till his legs feel like jello, and stamina and endurance drills. And get this, he even hits the gym after games to stay in tip-top shape. His teammates have even jumped on the bandwagon and started joining him with their post-game workouts. The guy is all about muscle and strength. So there you have it, folks, the inside scoop on how Nikola Jokic turned into a lean, mean basketball machine. He's also known for his love of chugging a gallon of Coke every day and scarfing down the junkiest food around, has undergone a major transformation. That's right, our boy has slimmed down faster than you can say, "Where's the nearest pizza joint?" So, what's the secret to his slim physique, you may ask? It's simple, really. He's kissed carbohydrates and sugared drinks goodbye, and hello to 6 small and moderate meals a day. Who needs 3 huge meals when you can have 6 smaller ones? Am I right? But wait, there's more. Jokic's new diet consists of chicken, greens, rice, salad, and even a protein shake here and there. Can you believe it? I mean, I personally thought he'd never say goodbye to his beloved Coke addiction, but miracles do happen. Fun facts. Do you know that Jokic's nickname can be credited to former Nugget Mike Miller, who simply was having trouble pronouncing Jokic's name? Former Nugget Mike Miller coined the name for Jokic, who gave it his approval thereafter, because of Miller's issues with pronouncing Jokic, pronounced Jokic. He decided to go for a more Americanized nickname, coining him the Joker. The nickname has had some serious longevity, with it seemingly winning out over the likes of Big Honey and the Cookie Monster, when Jokic nicknames are brought up. And other times, he's always down to give back to his awesome fans. But he went a little too crazy signing autographs and ended up with a wonky hand injury that knocked him out of the game for like a few days. I mean, come on, Jokic. We love you and all, but maybe let's not try to break our precious little superstar hands, eh? He also rocks his wedding ring in his shoes during Nuggets games. So why does Nikola Jokic wear his wedding ring on his shoe? The short answer, of course, is that Jokic is married and loves his wife. At the same time, plenty of players in loving marriages don't attach their wedding rings to their shoes when they're on the court. So how did this tradition start for the 2-time MVP? Jokic has said he got the idea from a former teammate of his in Serbia and ties the ring to a shoe to keep his family by his side. Wearing a wedding ring the traditional way during a basketball game wouldn't be safe. But Jokic has found a way to keep the ring by his side at all times. If you liked the video, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button below, and comment down below the topics that you want to hear about next. Until next time, peace out.